but it was an easy to borrow name. It was coming here on the 1 minute time frame holding that view as support, but here it started to hover on top of it, and I noticed that it started to get really heavy over it. So what I waited was for a drop and a pullback and rejection of this view out spot, and for it to actually drop more, and I hit that short trade right there. Whoa, hello there. All right, guys, something real quick here, a big lesson for me today. I want to speak to you about opportunity cost, right? The cost of opportunity. The reason why I'm bringing this video is because it was a big lesson here for me. I started watching a couple of stocks yesterday. As many of you know, I do like to scan the prior day to know exactly a couple of daily setups and things that might be a decent opportunity for me into the following day. I also like to post those ideas into the Discord group to alert, or not necessarily alert, but to let other traders know that, hey, this is what's looking interesting for tomorrow. And by the way, there's an invite link in the description of this video. No questions asked. You just come in and share and talk to us about trading, investing, cryptos. Well, I don't have any forex there, but there's many things that we can share about. So coming into today from yesterday, this is how the daily was looking on MOXC. Basing around here, daily candles coming up and looking like this little flush was flagging, and we had a little bit of a ceiling right here. So coming into today, this is how it was looking, right? Look at how it developed from last night to today. It was a big deal for me. It was a big lesson that I learned not to be slow when it comes to thinking. I got up really early today, and I came to the market and I started to look at the stocks that I scanned from last night to today. And pardon me for having this chart being a little bit of a messy chart as of right now, because it has these things here, but it was halted several times, and I will show you a couple of images as it was actually developing alongside real time when it was actually happening. The problem with this, and you can see it had a short sale restriction here, so I had to locate the shares, and the shares were not really expensive. I did go and try to locate the shares, and it was a cent per share. Also, I checked afterwards. Somebody was talking about it here on the Discord on AUPH, which was dropping huge today. It dropped like 14%, something around there. And the cents were like a quarter of a penny per share to locate on that one. But when I checked, the drop already happened. There was no opportunity here on that one. But what I'm trying to say, it was a big lesson here for me. Don't be slow. Sometimes you think about spending money and you might not want to do that, especially if you want to come to short some stocks. Sometimes we want to find the easy to borrow names, but the reality is that sometimes when they're easy to borrow, a lot of times nobody's actually shorting the stock. So, and the buying pressure will most definitely will put you, if you try to short it, will put you in the opposite direction. And not necessarily always, but there are opportunities to short that will surely be stocks that you will have to borrow, and they will be hard to borrow. HTBs, They will surely be hard to borrow names, and you're gonna have to pay a price for locates. What I'm trying to say here is I did not locate the order. I did not lock in my locate when it was available, and I ended up paying the price because when it opened, look at how nicely it dropped. It started to drop and then drop. It was on the view app here, drop, and it got halted the first time due to volatility. The second time when it resumed, it was halted a little bit longer than the first time, and then it started kept on dropping. Now if you take it back, the reason why it started to bounce here, if you try to look towards the left, you can see a base all the way come from all the way the low of this candle right here. You can see the trend line all the way on the right, so very close to the 5 minute and the 1 minute time frame right over there. So we had a base close to the 996, very close to the whole dollar area, and this is the reason why you see this base holding that support. We got several areas of support here, 1, 2, 3, and 4, right? 1, 2, 3, and 4, and right here is when it held that support intraday session, and not necessarily basing it out of the daily, but in the daily you can see it's 4 different areas of support, and it started to bounce, got held a couple of times, and then rejection of the view app right here all the way down. But for the remainder of the day, it just went sideways. It was a little messy, but I missed that opportunity today, this morning. Also BTBT, something that I kept an eye on. It was a very decent day because BTBT, I was really able to monetize on it, and also on Toll. It was another name that was looking pretty decent, and I actually shorted that one for a decent gain, I will say. BTBT, I kept on watch from the prior day, and coming into the morning session, let me just show you guys real quick here, take it back as it was happening in the pre-market hours, even before this thing here. Just take it back a little bit. See it, this is how it was looking during the pre-market hours, and I was talking about it in the Discord. Look at how nicely you held that support in the pre-market hours. I kept it from the day before when I scanned, and it was holding that support. A couple of flag formations on the 5 minutes right here, 1 and 2, and this one I was actually able to monetize on this opportunity. It was actually a pretty decent thing coming into the market when it started to break out, and that nice opportunity on the 1222 daily that you can see there. Taking it back to the daily chart, I had this trend line here for this little area congestion, and that 1222 held, and afterwards during the later session became support. So the prior resistance here became that support, coming up, holding here, a little base on the 1 minute, pushing up, back, and this resistance became support right here, push down, push after that support. So several areas of support right here, that prior resistance becoming support on BTBT, right? So BTBT, if you look at, and I thank you Matt for posting that picture on Discord here. There was Matt posted a ascending wedge pattern right here on the 5 minute time frame, right? And so right there, people came down. There was a little bit of a support area here. Let me put a trend line, yellow trend line. I like intraday trend lines because that way I separate it from the daily and intraday session. So basing here, 1, 2, and very close to it here, coming right back up, showing you when people start to get that pressure and absorb all of the selling close to this prior lows here. It shows you that the character on the price action here has not really changed from the bullish to the bearish side, but there was a held support coming right back up, and retaking the prior high right here on this ascending wedge pattern. So coming right here and coming right back up to retake and break the prior high here into the closing bell. Also, we'll show you the tall trade here as it developed in the trade that I took on that particular name. Told you see here how it has a decent ceiling here with a nice range and gap to fill on the daily, taking it back to the 15 minutes. It was hovering around here, liked it. I will take it all the way to the back here so you can recognize this nice opportunity as I saw it. Scroll it back and back even more, right? So let's take it a little closer. As it was coming and breaking during the pre-market hours, it had some news, and there was another name that was popping in the same sector, education and training services. That one dropped even faster than TAL, and it was a better opportunity. Now I started to watch this thing. It was a China name, easy to borrow, as you can see here. No short sale restrictions or nothing at all, and it didn't really drop under the 10% anyway to be hit with the short sale restriction, but it was an easy to borrow name. It was coming here on the 1 minute time frame, holding that view as support, but here it started to hover on top of it, and I noticed that it started to get really heavy over it. So what I waited was for a drop and a pullback and rejection of this view out spot, and for it to actually drop more, and I hit that short trade right there. And I was looking for a retest of the $6 mark, and I covered half around here because I noticed that it started to hold that support. Let it come right back up towards the view app. As you notice right here on the 5, it came up, but this little bounce was actually shorts covering that trade, and then it resumed right back towards the $6 mark when it dropped at 603, pardon me. And I don't like to start covering around the whole dollar or half dollar areas. The reason why I choose to do that is because way too many people are going to try to use those spots at support or resistance in order for them to go long or short. So half dollars and whole dollar areas are psychological levels that many people use, and so it will be more convenient to try to avoid those spots and put your orders a couple of cents before or in order for you to, so that way when you put your orders close to those spots, but you don't wait for those levels to get too close to, it will be better for you to cover into those spots or to start buying into those spots, because if you let everybody come in, then you will be trampling yourself with the rest of the people that are trying to cover into the spot, and then you're gonna have to fight for the fills, right? And you're gonna keep on hitting that limit order if you go into limit order. If not, you're gonna have to get a market order. You're gonna find a lot of slippage between the price that you actually intended to be covered into or that you were trying to sell into. And since everybody is actually selling, let's say that you had have a long trade and you want to start to sell into the strength. If you don't sell into the strength, it will be a lot harder for you to get the fills on a higher level because everybody's already selling. So every time you put an order, the price is probably going to drop under the price that you were trying to get filled. And the problem is that you're going to have to wait then for a bounce for you to get filled. Now, if you try to sell into strength, since everybody else is trying to buy at that level, while it gets up, you're gonna be selling into the amount of people that's trying to actually come in at that price. It will be a lot easier for you to sell into strength, into that person or to the people that are actually trying to come in, buying at the levels that you're trying to sell. Now, if you wait for, then the prices start to drop. And when you put an order at let's say right here 640, but the price keeps on dropping, when you have a limit order 640, the price is already 638, now the price has to bounce to give you the 640 fill, right? So it's a lot harder for you to try to get those fills or try to get those orders buying or selling if you let everybody come in. If once they have a reason for them to start everybody trying to come in and out, then you're gonna be fighting with people trying to trample yourself into the crowd, and it's gonna become an avalanche of people, and it's gonna be a lot harder for you to get the orders filled exactly at the points that you're trying to get in or out. So something to keep in mind. I just wanted to bring you this video. Quick recap, it's already like 13 minutes in, so I wanted to create a short video here, try to give you some ideas and some things that actually happened today for me, and the cost of the opportunity that I lost. And so I wanted to bring you the video so it doesn't really happen to you. And if you like this stuff, I will definitely appreciate if you put a comment, like if you did enjoy it. It definitely helps the channel and the YouTube algorithm to actually suggest the videos to more people. And if you like to talk a little more about trading, investing, cryptos, options, swing trading, day trading, whatever you're into, come in at the end. The invitation link is in the description of this video, and we would love to have you in the group just to share ideas with us. Thank you. I'll see you next time, and stay green.